Hi Stanislav, I know you've been practicing law for almost 10 years. How did you become an attorney? How did you get so many cases approved? How did you build your company? Can you please tell me a little bit about yourself? Of course, guys, this is my favorite topic, talking about myself. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself, about my past, who I am, how I came to the States, how I established my company, why I did that, where I was coming from, and what are my values regarding this type of work. Also, in this video, you will learn how to get a free evaluation on the visas that I specialize in. Talent visas, national interest waiver visa, business visas, and investment visas. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a licensed business, immigration, and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today, we're talking about my favorite topic, myself, right? Everybody loves to talk about themselves, and I don't do it as often, but I know you guys interested. You ask me the questions on my streams about who I am, how I became an attorney, what are my values, how I see the development of my company, and things like that. Just tell you about a little bit my background. And by the way, you guys see that book in the back of my office. It's my book. I wrote it, okay? And there is an autobiography in this book. This book is going to be eventually be written in English as well, right? And a lot of you will get free access to my detailed autobiography, which I think is pretty exciting. I cannot lie. It was ups and downs and a lot of things happened. So I'm 39 years old as of today, and today is sometime in August, September of 2024, okay? I'm married. I have my wife. She's an electrical engineer. You guys know sometimes I mention her more than myself in my videos, especially when I talk about talent visas and EB2NIW and about the workforce and the hiring of STEM people, right? So you guys know that she's a very good expert and a specialist in her field, in very huge demand. I have two kids. My son is Seraphim, he's 4 years old. My daughter is Stefania, she's 1 year old. I love them to death. My kids is what I basically live for, right? So I live for you guys and for my kids. I live for you to come here and become someone bigger than you are, right? So, and that's actually, if we started this video from the end, I think this is the main idea. Why did I become an attorney? Let's start with that. Because, guys, this is super gratifying. And, when I say it, I have the chills going through my body. To realize that you help people to make their dreams come true. Okay, for a lot of you, come into the US, start working here, establish your family here, root here, get American education, get a job, make money, do business. This is your dream. I participate in your dream. My team does that, and that's what we do. We help you to realize your dreams, and that's a very gratifying feeling for me to get that done. That's my main idea, because my first education is pedagogical, okay? I was born in Russia, 1885, in a small city called Kaluga. It's not far from Moscow. All my mature life, up until 20 years old, I was living in Russia, and my education was pedagogical. I'm a teacher of English and German. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? By the way, I don't speak German. I have clients from Germany and I always make fun with them, but I love this language, but no practice. But because I have that pedagogical teaching education on education, right? I love to share my knowledge, what I know with you, with other attorneys, with my clients. So that's inside of me. That's a part of my DNA. My mom has always been, she was a teacher also of English, by the way, but then she was a businesswoman. From a younger age, I was helping her. We started with a little kiosk with the cigarettes and bubble gum. It was really small, and I remember we were bringing the goods from going to these special stores, find a car, drive, and after the school I was helping my mom, and so that I guess where my entrepreneurial spirit's coming from, right? From that when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, I was helping my mom with I was like a cashier to help her when somebody doesn't come to work. So I saw that going on. And I loved it, right? And then my mom grew. We opened the second spot and the third one. Then she bought the big grocery store, and then things really got well. My dad was a firefighter, and he was the youngest major rank. Right, I think it's called major in the region. So he was 20 years old with a really high rank, but unfortunately he was very smart and educated and talented and clever and a handsome guy and very tall, but he was an alcoholic. That's a little dark part of my childhood, and there's a lot of trauma coming from that. So that's why, you know, I'm so careful with my kids, just to make sure that I'm there for them and I'm present in their lives no matter what, right? So, and my dad was not like that. I remember everything, but the good things, that's what warms up my heart. So when I was 18 years old, I participated in J1 program, the exchange program for foreign students who goes to school and who wants to come and work in the US for summer to work and travel. I did it the first time, and when I came to the US, my first day at JFK airport, I inhaled, I looked around, and I fell in love. I absolutely knew that this is my home. And it's such a weird feeling, you know, it's not like when you go and travel and you go to Europe and South America and Jamaica and Colombia and Portugal and other countries, like China. You don't get this. Just come out, whatever, people moving, you don't care, all right? But that was so different, and I saw how people talk, how open they are, how free they feel, and that police is there to protect you. In Russia, in America, if police is here, you're safe. In Russia, if police is here, something is going on, you better go, all right? And I guess in your countries, guys, it's the same. Yeah, and I felt that freedom, that spirit, and I loved it. So I already got my seats, and by the way, my mom won the grant back in 2000 of American government. She came to the US, and it was 1 to 20, so 20 people for one spot, and she got it. And she came to the US and was a manager in Publix and in Dixie, like two different grocery stores, right? So get that experience. So that's what the US government used to do, and they still do for some countries. And when she came back, she was so excited. She was giving me those stories about how people live, how they have houses and they have cars, and they went to this farm, and the guy was so rich, he had his plane, and she rode the plane, and she was sick, and he was making fun of her, so I was like, oh my God, I was like 14 years old. So those seeds, they then grew into a big tree, and that's how I first got to the US, and it was exactly what I expected. So I went back, I came for the second time, same thing for the second summer. I was 19, then when I was 20, and the third time I stayed. I got my paperwork through my first wife. She was an American. We've been married for around 5 or 6 years. It didn't work out at the end. So 2009, I went to school here in the US for criminology and criminal justice. That I was the best student in that class, right? And for me it was easy because the pedagogical university in Kaluga in Russia, they make you study, guys. They have almost Gulag Soviet era approach. One thing they don't do to you, they don't beat you up, okay? But I think they can. So you have to study a lot. So for me, the bachelor's in this criminology, it was really, really easy. Let's put it this way. And I got a couple of awards, and I was happy. I was doing my paperwork with my first wife with an attorney. I remember I paid them $1,500 on top of the government fee. And when I saw my case, what the attorney did for me, I was like, oh my God, I can do this. This is nothing, all right? And charge $1,500, and that was a lot of money. It was back, I can't remember, 2007, 2006 probably. I was like, wow, this is really good. And I already knew that, okay, I'm an immigrant. I came here, and I can become someone who can do this, help other people to integrate, to come here and change their lives. So I was like, okay, how do I become an attorney? I found out, I did the research, I got my LSAT, I got good score, I applied for a couple of schools, and it was a little bit late in 2012 because you have to apply by March. And I applied like in close to summer, and I was like, okay, whatever, maybe next year. So let me get my master's in criminology. I got offer from federal, like FBI for postal services. Okay, this was really good internship. Like on the small percentage of people at the top of the class could get that. So I was getting ready a week before it starts. I was having fun, enjoying my life, 2012. And I get a call Sunday morning, like, hey, is this Stanislav? I was like, yes, we're calling you from St. Thomas School of Law, and we got your LSAT score, we got your bachelor's GPA, I think it's called, right? So we think you're a really good match for our school. We're ready to waive all the application fees. We're ready to get you in even that late in the before the start in the school, and we are going to give you the scholarship. I was like, what? What's going on here? They gave me, I believe, like $14,000 scholarship, and the cost of the year was about 40. So it was like more than 25%, right? Like almost 30%. Actually, no, it's even more than 30%, right? So 14 by 3 is 42. So more than 30%. I was like, damn. So this is a good offer, and it's like one week for the start of school, right? And you need to buy books and prepare. And I was like, how much time I have to make a decision? She's like, 10 seconds. I was like, all right, I'm in. That's it. And I guess that was one of the best decisions in my life. And I don't know what would have happened afterwards, but I figure out that not only you have to buy the books, but there's already a syllabus for the class, and there's like 600 pages to read for the first week. I was like, geez, okay, I can do this. So I started organizing, and I went to school. I started studying day and night, guys. I studied day and night. The first year was the first semester is the most terrible. It's just like you wake up, you go to school, then you finish, you go to library, you stay till late night. It's not like in bachelor's. You've done the home task and you're good. In law school, there is no end. You can keep going forever, right? If we lived in eternity. So that was stressful. And the way they grade you in law school is they don't do like, okay, you got 90%, so you got an A, you got 85, you got B plus or whatever. No, they have so-called bell curve system, meaning if you got 5 A's, you got 5 F's. 5 failures, so everybody got to be at the top of the bell curve, right? And what they do is basically get the highest grade in the class, and that's the 100%. So they assess your knowledge not by the whatever the grades, the number of questions they got right, but from the best student in your class, which becomes 100%. So if you have someone really smart in your case, that's gonna screw everybody up, right? Who's behind him or her because he's so ahead. So, and you don't know how you do until the first exam, which is 6 months ahead. Okay, very stressful. So when I passed the exams and I was studying for them like crazy, and the first grade that I got for contracts, that's the basic class in law school, was A. I was on cloud 9, all right? I was in heaven. And I remember right now, I got like 3 A's, 2 B pluses, and 1 B, okay? Like 6, I think it was 6 classes. And I got Kali Award. And the Kali Award is the best student in a certain class. And I was like shocked, all right? Because, you know, I'm English second language, and there's Americans and people, I think were smarter than me. And somehow I was like, damn, so it looks, I got it, like I got it. So I continued, I knew what I need to do to get to be this good, right? So 3 years in, I'm out of law school, I passed the bar for the first time, there was no questions asked about that, and then the question became what I do afterwards. I wanted to work for some other companies, law firms to get experience and then open up my own law firm. But for whatever reason, I had the best resume, the best grades, the internship. I was working for a federal judge. I was working in the appellate court, like one of the best law firms in the nation, Greenbrook Traurig. No, strike that, Greenspoon Marder. I was like, why don't they hire me? I mean, what's going on? And then years after, I realized what was happening. I was so blunt and straightforward when they asked me what are your plans for the next 3 to 5 years. I was like, yeah, I want to work here and then get out and do something on my own. So, okay, you cannot say this. I wanted to be, but it got me to kind of push me to open my own law firm. And I got support from my family, from my friends, from my to-be wife, and so I did that. Okay, and I remember my first client who asked me to do research on his issue, and he was my friend. He paid me $300, and I was the happy camper. It was my first money made in 2015. After that, I was looking for what exactly I want to specialize in, because that was my purpose. And very soon I realized that business visas, investment visas, and talent visas, that was my thing. Okay, and I was getting a lot of experience the first 5 years of my practice when the COVID came. 2020 COVID came, and when everybody else was like praying for their life and being scared or doing nothing, I, with my team, with the beginning of my team, was building the infrastructure for my future company, the successful company, the one that I have right now. So I started by myself. I had then one person, then another one, and let me tell you guys, all the best people in my company, they came to me. It's not like I was like putting the advertising and I'm looking. No, they knocked at my door and say, hey, I want to work for you. So, and they still do in my company. The top managers, the top directors. So I was putting a lot of my time and money into the team and into the infrastructure of the company, automation, CRM, the processes, the templates, everything that makes things go faster and easier. And that's what our mission in the company is, to make immigration easier. Okay, it can be easy, but it can be easier. So that's what we're striving for. And the goal of my company is to bring 10,000 of you guys here in the US by the year 2030. We are like 25% in this goal, and we will be behind, right? So let's go, guys. Let's make that goal happen, and you will be one of those. And we've been constantly building and hiring and rebuilding, and there were a couple of crises in the company that were really bad, but we got over them. And right now we have 10 departments in the company, 100 people working for the project. We have the best teams, we have experienced people, we have the 90+% approval rate across all the visas. Where I see my company going in the near future, I see working more on the processes, again, improving with the technology and making things easier for you guys, getting new contacts for you. We started last year, 2023, the exclusive private business club. You can only become a member of it if you got approval with my company. We're not only doing things for you to get approval and bring you here, but we also have a club of like-minded people who are talented businessmen, with investors who are ready to help other people with integration. I think that this speaks volumes, right, about my idea, about my values and how things work. That we have we put the resource. We don't get paid for this, right? We actually spend a lot of money on this business club. It's very expensive, but we want to do this because that's our payback to you, to the community, and to this country, because we get you all together so you guys could create bigger things. There's a lot more to this, but I don't want to exhaust you guys and you're like, oh God, just shut up. If you want to know more, let me know. Give me feedback. I want to give you more personal stories and about myself and who I am. I want you to know me better. So please smash the like button if you like my video. Comment. Give me the feedback if you liked it, if you disliked it. Any feedback is good. If I got some emotion in you, write it down. Okay, it will be nice for me, and a little bit love. It's never extra. Also, guys, don't forget that you can get a free evaluation of your talent visa, business visas, national interest waiver visa, and investor visa. All the links are below this video, and I also created them for you, so you don't have to pay me or some other attorney $300, $400, $500 so they tell you what's good, what's bad. I don't think this is fair. I do this for free for you. So fill out those 1, 2 or more forms. Let me know what's going on with your case. I'll let you know if you have the potential or you're not. And if you do, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, then where in 2 phases, I will build the written winning strategy for your case. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, smash that like button, smash the bell button, ask me any question you want. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.